So every time we hear a celebrity couple break up after an engagement, automatically we assume it's because of the prenup. And it makes us uncomfortable because we're so used to seeing this as in some level offensive and controversial pag may prenup, especially in the context of economic inequality in our country. So whether the other party is making more money or more property or has more properties, we still see this as a little taboo. But the truth is, prenup is something that is actually essential to any marriages. So in my opinion, whether you're both rich or yung isa may mas kaya sa buhay or pareho kayo nag-struggle sa finances, it doesn't really matter because the purpose of having a prenup is essentially two words: financial clarity. So I'm actually all for prenup. More and more people, I think, will be enlightened if they just know the benefits of having a prenuptial agreement. So if spouses don't sign a prenup before marriage in the Philippines, all their property at the time of marriage is shared under the absolute community of property. So in our country, under the family code, there are two regimes that we have to understand. First is the absolute community of property and the conjugal partnership of gains. In absolute community of property, things that you own before marriage become shared once you're married. So with conjugal partnership of gains naman, only what you both earn or acquire during marriage is shared. So anything you acquire before marriage is still yours. But here's the thing, conjugal property of gains is only for those who were married before August 3, 1988. So if you're married after August 3, 1988, what applies to you is the absolute community of property. So applicable sa iyo yung saying na what is mine is yours. So of course, over the years, marriages have evolved and hindi na one size fits all. So yung absolute community of marriage, hindi na applicable sa lahat. So with a prenup, the spouses can decide on a different property setup and it is signed before marriage. So there are two common property structures in a prenup agreement. Spouses usually decide on either sharing their gains together, which is conjugal partnership of gains, or keeping their property separate, which is called complete separation of property. So in a conjugal partnership of gains, husband and wife combine their earnings from their individual properties and any properties during marriage. So the good thing about this is they choose specifically which one will make the list. So kung may pinamana sa iyong property at gusto mo siyang i-share, then you have the freedom to do so. The second one naman is the complete separation of property. So each spouse has exclusive ownership of their own assets. So this means they can use, they can sell, and of course they can enjoy their properties without needing the other spouse's consent. So when signing a prenup for complete separation, spouses can agree on the degree of property separation. So if they choose only a partial separation, like for example, keeping the family home shared, and any other property not specifically designated as separate will be considered part of the absolute community of property. So it gives you much clarity and flexibility pag meron kang prenup. And the most important thing is it gives you both the freedom to create your own setup based on your situation. And one of the major benefits of getting a prenup is you can use a prenuptial agreement to avoid passing on debts to your spouse. So if one of you has a lot of debt, ang daming utang, example, nalulung ka sa sugal or sa drugs or sa credit card, sa shopping, this agreement can stop the other person from having to pay back those loans after you get married. So it's not only about the money or the properties, it's also about setting boundaries or getting protection and flexibility in case something happens. So another benefit is that if you have children from previous relationships, a prenuptial agreement can ensure and safeguard the inheritance rights of your children from prior relationships in the event na mamatay ka. So this avoids conflicts and issues when it comes to inheritance. And may isa pang major benefit pag nag-prenup ka. Of course, some couples have established their own individual businesses before marriage. So, pag nag-prenup ka, it will keep your business safe. So, you won't have to split them up if you guys separate. Paano nga ba ginagawa ang prenup? So, prenuptial agreements are typically done in the presence of a lawyer. But couples can, of course, make a draft of their prenup agreement to make the process easier for the lawyers. So you can compile a comprehensive list of all the properties you wish to document. To be legally binding in the Philippines, a prenuptial agreement must undergo notarization. So hindi lang siya basta agreement or kasunduan. So you also have to register it in the local civil registry. And of course, in addition to this, yung charges for the legal services of your lawyers. So thank you guys again for watching, and happy Valentine's. I'll see you guys next week. Bye!